Hi everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Desert Strike HotS with the little red dots. That's my nickname over here, KRD. RD is for red dot. And this is my first cast with a voiceover. And it's the first time I'm talking to you guys out in the audience. And I know there are not too many of you out there yet. My channel is new. But thank you very much for watching. It's kind of inspired me to go out, get a mic, and actually try and communicate with you guys at some level. I hope this video is informative and it's instructive to some extent. I don't claim to be a very good player. I claim to be a decent player that does all right, and I'm not one of these guys who's able to sort of carry his whole team if you have these fast cheeses that don't work out, or you have a bunch of newbies who think that early gas is the best thing to go, or generally sort of not working on the basics and making sure that you do what you're good for and what your race is supposed to do. And yeah, here we have a Terran that's gone for early gas, and we'll kind of talk about why over the course of these videos why that's a bad idea and so on and so forth. So I'm up against a Zerg and a Protoss here, and this is going to give you a little bit difficult for me to kind of handle initially, because my teammates aren't really kind of with it. And there are ways to deal with this. I don't claim to be the best at this, but I'll kind of talk you through some of my rationale. So the most important thing, well, looks like this guy went for some fast cheese as well, so he wasn't able to deal with the two Marauders. In any case, the thing is that you want to hold control of the middle line, right? The team that holds control of the middle, they get 15% more for everyone on the team. Now, if you gas, you get 10% more. It looks like my guy is going for cheese. He's not putting anything out. I can't see anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bank some cash and make sure that I can sort of prepare for cheese. Oh, this guy's a Terran, and he's gone for ghost cheese, which, is probably going to do reasonably well against the zealots. There you go. So we now need a detector, and someone's gonna go up. So the bottom line is you want to kind of hold this middle line, because if you hold the middle line, you get 15% more, whereas if you don't, everyone else, so the opposing team only gets 10 more if they go for gas. So now, see, I've been forced to kind of go up tech 1 level because we need to scan to deal with this, and in all fairness, that's what people do. They get cheese, they go high tech, and try to get stuff sorted out. Now, the Zerglings can deal with the Stalkers, no problem. The question is what comes next, and there you go, you have Lurkers. Oh great, one of my teammates scanned, and that's awesome. Now, these Zerglings aren't going to be enough to deal with the Lurkers, but in the next round, they will be. Because I'm going to have a bunch of roaches out, and I'm going to sell one of these for now. And I'm going to have an observer out, and his cheese is just going to be pretty much pointless. And I'm going to fill up with roaches, Zerglings, and I'm going to have these Zerglings at the back so that the initial batch of Zerglings out here, they take the hit, right? And that's fine. You kind of want some Zerglings in front as meat. Take the bait, and when you have a Baneling first strategy, you'll see why this is important and why this makes a lot of sense. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to upgrade my missile attacks, because at this early level, that's what I think my roaches are going to deal much more damage than the lings, especially up against these lurkers. And the fact is that we should be able to clean them out right now, and there we go, we've cleaned them all out. Now he's going to be like, I've invested all this and you can't hold the middle, so he's gone up gas, he's gone up 1 level, he's trying to take the stuff up, and what we've done is we've countered him by saving up some money. So in this particular case, because he's going for these higher end lurkers, and he may double down here, we're going to keep on making roaches. We're going to put them here, and then we're going to transition, depending on what he goes, into something that gives us some DPS, and that's just going to push into the next spread. Now what you want to do ideally is hold the middle and help your friends out and help your teammates out with their following around. So like what we saw earlier was our Terran here helped is now helping me out with these lurkers, and now they've got some queens, and you know, that's fine, we can deal with these queens. And what I want to do is make sure that we are out of range of the bunker. Oh, unfortunately we're in range, but it's okay. We have these things coming from the back, they'll soak up some of the damage. Now we may lose because of, yeah, we've lost because of that round, because of the bunker, but that's okay. The fact is we're holding middle, and you know, this guy's on a observer, they should be able to deal with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put something down which will give me a bit more DPS range. Hopefully this will allow us to take down the lurkers a little bit more quickly. Anything around it, I really do want to kind of double down on lings, because you know, they give you a lot of that. As Zerg, you always want to outnumber your opponent, but that's okay if you don't. Sometimes situationally, in this particular case, you know, these lurkers take time to burrow. You've got queens on them now. The queens are annoying, but you know, we're stacking up all right. You know, and the Hydras just out DPS anything and everything, and you know, frankly, it's look, we're gonna do some damage to the next group now, and that helps our friends, and you know, that makes it easier for the Protoss to take his wave out, and that's fine, and that's good, and that's where we want to be. Now, I think I need some more meat shields in front of the Hydras. You want more Hydras? He's got a bunch of queens. Frankly, queens are great, right? But you know, the healing doesn't really quite out DPS the Hydras, and ultimately, you know, a whole bunch of Zerglings will take down queens really quick once you get them surrounded. Now, the problem is what we're doing, our team, is that we're holding the 15%, and that's awesome. And see, this is what it means. Good job, you know, cheeky guy, you're helping my wave, and that's what we want. Now I'm gonna upgrade damage on our range, because that's now Hydras are dealing that big damage, and now we're gonna down the bunker, I'm pretty sure, in this round, so I'm gonna go ahead and gas. You always want to gas if you're ahead, and you know, by not putting down units, you're oh, okay, maybe we don't take the bunker down, but that's okay. Have a bit of time here. So this guy's gone with the Fire Bat Cyclone. Now I'm not a big fan of the Cyclone game, because, you know, frankly, yeah, they just don't do that much damage unless you have these massive tanks in front of them, and Fire Bats are terrible tanks, in my opinion. Let's go for more Hydras. Just one more. So our Terran here, this is like right noob strategy, to be honest. I mean, like, you never tree gas, right? The only reason this is working for us is because we're holding mid. God knows what our opponents are doing, and they're losing the 15%. Yeah, okay, we lost it for a while, but we've regained it, and this whole mass queen thing, yeah, it's irritating, it's fun, it lets you hold the line, but you know, the lings come in, the Hydras come in, and you just kind of out DPS this kind of stuff. And now that the observer's in play, we can see the lurkers. You know, it's just not great. And you know, we're holding, and we're holding long enough for, wow, this guy survived like 2 whole rounds. That's awesome. So Red's not gassed. I've gone 1 gas. This guy's gone 3 gas, and the reason why we're holding is because Red hasn't gassed. He's been able to hold up. He's been putting down good units. This is a good composition, you know, for what he's facing, and that gives us the ability to take out, keep those waves, and keep holding the middle for the economic push. Now when we take this down, we'll get 200, and you know, Red will gas immediately. He's a good player, and he knows what he's doing. What I want now, I think, is, you know, to keep the units alive a little longer. The 1-1, okay, there you go. Red's gonna gas. You know, I know it's early. You usually don't ever do 2 gas at this level, but I'm gonna gas anyway, and we're gonna take these guys to town, and this may help. Sometimes you do kind of need to help them out a bit. Okay, not necessarily. Anyway, with 2 gas, 3 gas, 1 gas, I mean, if we can hold this wave and they don't push past middle and green catches up in time, we should be doing alright, you know. fact is, our Protoss has got really good composition. Now, this guy's gone from Mass Blinkstalker, and that's really annoying in the long run, right? They can hold for a long time. The good thing is it's Terran on the other end, and these Marauders just go to town on Blinkstalkers. Question is, where do I go from here? And he's gone for Mass Queens, Mass Lurkers. He's probably gonna go into like Ultras and Broodlords. That's usually where Mass Queen cheese gets you, straight into Ultras. So I need to be teching. The fact is we're kind of overrunning them now anyway. We need to be teching, and we need to be preparing for our own Broodlord put down. That's my theory anyway. That's where I think it's going. Anyway, let me save up some cash. I'm gonna do absolutely nothing next round. The fact is, we're gonna bounce right off this command center. We don't even have to push down into it, and you know, these guys are gonna stack because these Blinkstalkers stay alive for so long. Yeah, now they're all like getting all aggro with each other and blaming each other for not being able to push past the middle. The fact of the matter is, like, look, we don't have great compositions, right? Like, I put this down, but you know, it's a bit like half-assed. I don't have a lot of Bane. I don't have a lot of Zerglings. I don't have a lot of Roaches. I have a fair amount of Hydralisks. This is a lot of Hydralisks. But you know, the fact is, I could do better. But you know, I'm cognizant of the fact that this Zerg guy over here, he's gone for cheese, and he's likely to go for cheese, and you want to be prepared. You don't want to be that sucker that doesn't have cash in the bank, he gets completely cheesed out. Different level. And this guy is just, I mean, I take offense at on behalf of people who are autistic or have Asperger's or sit on the autism spectrum. I mean, look, you're born that way, right? I mean, what can a guy do? And unless, like, I know people with autism and Asperger's, and they're just logical and intelligent and just really see the world in a way that the average person that's got emotions doesn't. Very often they make a lot more sense. But anyway, separate rant. So what I've done is, if you've noticed, I've not put anything down for about 3 rounds. I've done some upgrades here and there, but I'm saving money, right? I'm banking cash. And we're sort of at this point where we're kind of holding it just outside their Nexus, and the Nexus is helping us hold it here, and they're going to just bounce right back off now. They've got 2 waves, 2.5 waves stacked into 1 wave. Our Protoss guy will clean this out. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to put down a whole bunch of Ultras, because Ultras are really big and they're really tanky, and I've saved up for them. Wish I had a bit more cash to put that one more down. You think we'll make it? No, we won't make the 350. Anyway, these Ultras will go to town. And when you add on chitinous plating and you give them ground carapace and you give them ground attack, they will go to town on everything that's down here. And these Blinkstalkers will do pretty much not that much damage. I mean, what do you have? 7 armor. I mean, seriously. Instead of spamming Ultras right on top of the guy is an amazing strategy. And they do like sort of splash melee. I mean, that's been nerfed since sort of the hard swarm days, and yeah, they get taken down easily by the Nexus, but so is everything. But you know, they tank, they hold down, and what you want is a wall of meat in front of these Hydras and these Liberators that will, you know, let them deal down that damage. And that's exactly what you come in. So I've got money for another one of these, and I'm going to put it down. What I'm going to do is also sort of rearrange some of these links so that they are a little bit better placed. They come in from the side. Now, in group games, it, you know, usually doesn't really matter where you put these things. Ultimately, you kind of all end up being meshed up. Sometimes people play one-on-one, and that position does kind of matter around the edges, especially in the early game. And in a one-on-one, you know, the guy that takes the middles get that 15% first and holds it consistently. They're going to win. So I'm going to upgrade and go full 3-3 ground, and I think because no one's gone air yet and we're kind of holding on the ground, I'm just going to keep pushing ground. Now, we're doing pretty well, and look at these Hydras go. dealing 15 damage, and you know, with that wall of stuff in front of it, and the Zerglings gonna swarm around the sides and get in front. It gives them a lot of time to do stuff. Looks like our Protoss has got a good comp. Now this guy, you know, to be perfectly honest, he's been able to do this because Protoss has held his wave, and I've held my wave, and you know, we're doing pretty well, all in all. But I'm just gonna sort of double down on the Zergling now. Gonna save up a bit of cash, bank, and maybe roll up into Corruptors and Broodlords. They have no anti-air at this point, other than the fact that I'm attacking to the back of these Liberators, and the AI in this thing is just, you know, it's a bit suspect sometimes. Now look at him, he's let these guys land. He just shouldn't let them land, right? Because you want him up in the air now to take out the Raven. But because I have these Liberators kind of in front of me, shielding me, I don't need to put down some anti-air before kind of rushing straight up into something which will let us push straight into the Fortress. The Nexus. And I think that's going to be Broodlords. Now each Broodlord costs 425. I should be able to put 2 down with this this wave. Now some of you guys may go like, why are you placing these things here? To be honest, I have no idea. I just have OCD and I like some amount of symmetry, and yeah, just gives me a kick. So don't judge me. Anyway, you know, this game's we've pretty much kind of got this. Now see, this you never put 4 gas, right? You just never. The only time you'll ever make your 4 gas back, okay, fair, he's probably gonna have like a pretty nice big mineral stack when we sort of look at the score screen after this, but you know, to break even on a 4 gas straight from the off strategy, you're gonna run this up into at least 24 minutes before that actually makes any kind of sense to you. And you know, we're just not gonna, it just doesn't make any sense. And we'll sort of look at that later. Now these Basque Blink Stalkers are gonna keep pushing us back, which is why I kind of want the Broodlords as well, because you know, you need Broodlords to deal with this mass of Blink Stalkers. Now, apply your attack. Anyway, I'd like to hear where you guys are from, how you sort of got into this game. I mean, just leave me stuff in the comments, you know. Happy to sort of take any feedback, improve these videos, make them more enjoyable for you guys. This is my first go. Be nice. Tell me where you'd like to see more of what I can do better, how we can make this more interesting. I'm starting with Desert Strike simply because this is like my kind of game of the month, right? This is what I've been playing for the last couple of months, off and on. And it's been fun. It's interesting, you know. I don't have to think as much when I play Desert Strike. Well, I do think a lot, and I like that. But it's, you know, I don't have to do the whole like tap all over the place and react. And in all fairness, I'm not that great at first-person shooters or real-time strategy. I like turn-based strategy. Might do some Civilization 5. Not as good with a lot of these guys out there, but you know, I can get into the whole so talk about strategy and things like that. I think we might no, okay, we're not gonna smash these Liberators, right? Where we thought. Anyway, we should be able to push down the fortress here because we've got 4 Broodlords that are upgraded to 3 damage, and you know, we've got that tank doing damage. Yeah, I think this is GG. Okay, that was a bit premature. Not yet, not quite. But we're getting there. So as you can see, you know, I don't have a great win rate spot. You know, just over 50%. I've gotten better. I've only been playing for 2 months. I'm not one of these pros. I'm you know, there you go. I'm only level, so 27. This game is dragging out a little bit. But the fact of the matter is, like, I'm not a big fan of cheese, right? I think that you know, the ultimate priority is for everyone in the team try and clear the wave. If you can eat into the next wave by just a little bit and help your teammate out, that's awesome. Objective is kind of hold the middle line, get that economic advantage, and once you have the economic advantage and you're holding it, you are going to have to try pretty damn hard to lose. The fact of the matter is that when you have the economic advantage, it means you can put more units down. If you're putting the right kind of units down, you've got a good chance at winning this. Now, what we've just run into is a three stack, right? You have the Zerg units, you have the Terran units, you have like the Protoss units all kind of stacked up, and you know, we have to march across the map. They're kind of bouncing off their Nexus. And to deal with this, generally you want to save up some cash, hope you don't get pushed back too far, and then you just kind of swarm these guys and kind of go straight into it. Now this guy is stupid because he's gone and built all these phoenixes, which is smart, except that he's not turned off this levitation beam. But yeah, it takes the immortals out of the game, but you know, you're letting my broodlord go to town and just look at that guy. I mean, this guy's just been here for 2-3 waves, and now it's going to come in and we're going to have 5 broodlords stack up on top of each other, and that's just going to really help decimate that ground, any kind of ground army they have. So I banked a lot of cash, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for mass corruptor. Now there's a bit of a hack here, and that if you have enough corruptors, you're generally just going to end up with these corruptors puking on the Nexus, and then you win. And corruptors are pretty damn hard to kind of take out. But I'm also putting down mass corruptors here because he's gone for mass phoenix, and I need some way to take them out. And corruptors are pretty good anti-air. You have to get a large number of them before they kind of work, because they're not the cheapest things. These are 190. You know, these things are 150 a pop, and they do pretty decent damage. But he's at he's got 333 and 252. But this guy has got a lot of anti-air also, and you know, now he's gone for anti-air. If we keep our broodlords alive, we'll push this down, and that's the objective. So we've not been able to take them down to the ground, but we've kind of morphed into an air army. The Blink Stalker is going to be out soon, but you know, I think we're getting there. The fact is, these corruptors will go to town, and you know, if they start puking on this, they'll go down so fast. They want to hit them. There you go. Look at that. It's just OP. They should do something about that. But as long as they don't, it's great for us. Now I like to play random. This just happens to be a Zerg playthrough, and I actually chose to play Zerg because I noticed that my 2 teammates had decided to go for Terran and Protoss respectively. So I decided, you know, I'll just add in some flexibility. Now there's a bit of a meta to this game, in that generally you'd like the Terran, this guy, like he's the big mid-game pusher, and you push with tanks, right? This whole Liberator thing, and you know, frankly it's just because our opponents aren't that fantastic, but you push with tanks. You lay a line of these tanks down, you have about, you know, 6 to 10 of them, and you're gonna have to try, and you know, this is what this guy's doing. You have to try damn hard to get past them. It's gonna be difficult. Zerg is flexible. They can do well early game, mid game, late game, but they're never sort of like, you know, the strongest. You have to get like a really good composition. Protoss can do really well, but there are these abilities, you know, you need to get your storms off at the right time. You kind of need to time it a little bit too. So I'm going to try and finish off this row of corruptors. I think, you know, it's 23 minutes. I may need to sort of go 3 gas. This is running a little bit longer than I would have thought. But we're going to go 3 gas. You know, we're holding. We're still on this side of the line, where we need to kind of clear this tank line. And, you know, our Terran's just doing silly things. I'm going to ask him to put down more tanks. Because ultimately those tanks are gonna, you know, if you've got a line of them, it's gonna be really hard to do anything. There you go. It's a good guy. I know we went for cheese, I know we went for 4 gas, and he's gonna get a lot of minerals now, but the 4 gas, man, seriously, if he'd stuck at 3, we would have finished this game by now. I think it's like, you know, this is like the 3rd gas, you're down for nearly a minute, right? The 4th gas, you're down for like 2 minutes, and you think, what, the lost income at that point? Oh, there you go. Not that many tanks. He's saving up. He's banking money. Are these things 3-3? They're 3-1. Why is he going for plating over? Nah, you always want to go for damage over, like... You always want to go for damage first over defense. I mean, this just doesn't make any sense. This is Starcraft. You always DPS them down. Anyway, I think, you know, we're just gonna have to keep up this Brood Lord game, and jeez, look at these corruptors. We might need more of our own corruptors. I want to throw on a couple of Vipers too, I think. They run Parasitic Bomb, and that's great for clearing out air units. So we're losing the middle. This is not good. Our Protoss, he needs more storms. What is he doing? He's only got a few storms. And this guy's just kind of stuck on the one. Yes. Yeah, we're matched with all right players. They're not amazing. So, but look at these tanks, man. Once you have a line of tanks, it's like you're gonna try really hard to take them out. Now, hopefully, we can save a few of these tanks. There we go. The Liberators are down. It's awesome, but there are just so many corruptors. Let's throw on a couple of these guys.
We require more minerals.
And this is when you start to get a bit more technical into what you like to do, you know. And this is a cooldown, you know. This requires, you know, whatever it is. That's fine, you know. We can leave the abduct on. Let's turn this off and figure out what we want to do. But man, these things are awesome if you get Parasitic Bomb off at clearing air units. And I think we're kind of losing because we're losing the patch because, you know, just all these so much anti-air. Terran's not going with battle cruisers. He's not got enough tanks. Why is he laid them out like that? You need a line. That's alright. That's alright. We'll get there. See, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run to this stuff, right? And that's when you want the Parasitic Bomb. There you go. Look at that Parasitic Bomb, right? And now these things are just gonna get massacred, and they use Parasitic Bomb. There's just so much damage. There you go. And now right around again, Terran. Switch on the Blinding Cloud. You know, that's what you want to do. Vipers have any more energy? They don't. It's alright, but that's fine. Now we've managed to push back. Just, you know, with that little kind of tweak. Great. Now we've got more cash, and I think it's Brood Lord time. We need to really DPS the ground down. I may sort of add more corruptors once I put out a full roll of Brood Lords, and then we'll see how that goes. In fact, as we get into the ultra late game, it gets really difficult to kind of call. You have to toggle on and off. You have to know what to do, the right time, where, when. I think we're gonna own this now because of these corruptors. Because corruptors are awesome. There you go. GG. Good game. So this isn't the end of the cast. What I'm gonna do is kind of. Oh shoot! I forgot. Oh, crap! I hit the wrong button. I'd like to kind of run you guys through what they built and everything. Anyway, let's have a look at the score screen. So it's alright, you know, didn't have the best score, but with Zerg it's usually hard to get the best score. Terran usually, you know, they get best score quite a lot with what the tanks do, and you know, they just have kind of a good units, trained units killed ratio, and you look at the Zerg, you just don't. But the fact of the matter is, I rarely lost my wave. I kept them across the line. You keep pushing. And ultimately, that's what I want to do. You want to keep them across the line. You want them to lose that income because you get 15% more. It also means 15% more income. You're ahead, and if you gas the right times, you're going to win. graphs, here you go. That's where I am. Army was always a little bit below because, you know, I banked quite a lot and didn't really build, spent a lot of upgrades, but, you know, it spiked up right again with the brood lords and the caster units. Anyway, guys, that was an interesting game. It was a very long one. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be releasing more of these. Let me know if you'd like me to cover any specific areas, or if you think that I could do better, or if there's strategies I don't know or tactics I don't know and you'd like to share that with me. Thanks so much for watching. Again, welcome to the little red dot plays. Let's extract hot seat, and let me know what other games you like, and enjoy. Have a good day.